It is a huge week for the Collingwood Football Club. 4 teams are playing this week. Let's talk about 3 of them. So in this video, we'll be looking ahead at the AFLW season opener against Carlton, the VFLW taking on the Box Hill Hawks in a semi-final, and the VFL men's team taking on Port Melbourne in the last home and away game. Now, we'll kick things off with the VFL women's team. So they are through to a semi-final after beating North Melbourne by 13 points last week. They snapped North Melbourne's 8-game winning streak. They've handed 2 of North Melbourne's 3 losses for this season. And we're pretty much set up really, really well. We take on a Box Hill side in the semi-final that only beat Essendon by a point in their elimination final. The VFLW girls finished second on the ladder behind North Melbourne. So, yeah, like I said, we're looking primed to hopefully win this semi-final and play off in a grand final. Now, it's a little bit different in the VFLW with a certain amount of teams and stuff like that, but the winner goes through to the grand final straight away. And then the loser of this game against us and the Hawks plays in a prelim versus the winner of the other semi-final that is going on now. So a win takes us automatically to the grand final, which will be at the end of August. And you got to think, now I do remember a couple of years ago in COVID, Collingwood's VFLW side went through the season undefeated, and we were about to play off in a grand final, if memory serves me correctly. And we had the season cancelled. There was no VFLW grand final. We had a chance to win a flag, and that didn't happen. We have won it previously. Some of those girls that were in that VFLW team are now in our AFLW team, so that's nice to see there. But we've got our chance at our first flag of the season, and hopefully there are 3 more to follow. But if you want to watch the VFLW, it'll be streamed on the AFL website at 10:05 a.m. So head on over to afl.com.au to watch that live and up the mags. Also on Saturday, the VFL men's team take on Port Melbourne in our final home and away game for the season. Now, this is a big game. Firstly, the VFL is just silly how it's set out, right? I could make another video about this, and I probably will eventually, but we've had so many buys. It's hard to get consistency with the first team because of all these buys. There's so many teams, and it's just absolutely nuts. We need a second reserves competition. That's the only way this VFL and just reserve sides will thrive if we have that second side. But that's neither here nor there. If you want me to make a video about that, I'll make a video about that. So we're currently 6th on the ladder, which means that we're at the moment avoiding the wildcard round. So the wildcard rounds are played between 7th place and 10th place and 8th place and 9th place. It was introduced in 2023 because of all the teams that were in there. So they've almost got like a top 10. And then those 4 teams, 7, 8, 9, and 10, are fighting for effectively position 7 and position 8 on the ladder. And then a normal final series resumes. Now, if we win this game, we're guaranteed finals, right? So that's incredible. We're guaranteed finals. But if we win this game, we're guaranteed no wildcard round. If we lose this game and results don't go our way, we will be playing off in effectively an elimination final, and then another elimination final, and then so it just, football won't stop playing. You won't get that bye, you won't get that rest. It'll just keep on happening. So that game will also be streamed on the AFL website. I think Collingwood chuck it on their website as well. That's at 2:05 at Port Melbourne. You can even go to that game. I wish I could go to the VFLW and the VFL men's side, but I just got something on Saturday, and I'm absolutely spewing because I would love to go to both of those. But with this game, expect a couple of our players that should be playing not playing. Because we fly over to Adelaide, we're obviously going to take over some emergency players. Who that may be, I'm not really sure. You know, my guess would be maybe like a carryover could be Ed Allen if he's not in the team. Maybe like, I think it might just be Ed Allen. Might be 1 or 2, or maybe Will Parker, because that's who it usually is. But we are getting kind of decimated. If you've seen our injury list, Ilaru Smith, Jacob Ryan, TJ, Charlie West. There's a couple of other players that aren't playing in that VFL side, so we are getting little bit decimated with some injuries, but we should be able to smash Port Melbourne. Like, they're 17th on the ladder. They haven't had a good season. They've had 5 wins. We're not flying, but we're playing good football, or good enough football. Take away that bloody Frankston game where we got hands. But we should win this. Guarantee us not playing a wildcard round and having that bye, which again might be a little bit silly because you want to play consistent football. And if we're not playing in that wildcard round, I'm pretty sure that coincides with round 24. So I don't know. It's just going to be another break for our VFL team. But if you want to watch that, that's at 2:05 on Saturday. Now, the big one is the start of the AFLW season. And if you know me, if you know Swoop Luke, you know the channel, I absolutely frothed AFLW. I was there at the first game between Carlton and Collingwood in 2017 at Icon Park. And now we get to open the season again on Thursday night. I'll be there. It's going to be great. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I haven't checked the Bureau of Meteorology app yet, so hopefully it doesn't rain. But this should be a really, really good season. Now, last season we finished last on the ladder, had 1 win. It wasn't a very nice season to be a Collingwood supporter. In saying that, though, injuries did absolutely derail our season, and because the AFLW is a shorter season and there's shorter rounds and stuff, if you've got someone out for half a game or half a year, trying to make them come back and all this sort of stuff, it just gets really, really hard, especially towards the end of the year. But there have been a few changes leading into this season. Now, Bree Davey has given up the captaincy, so she's going to focus on her injury. That's at the moment, it's TBC, so we don't know when she's coming back. So she's given up the captaincy, and Ruby Schleicher, who actually played in the first AFLW game back in 2017, will be our captain moving forward. And I just think it's absolutely incredible to see Ruby's growth. She had a pick. When she was picked up by the Pies, she was pick 120 something or something ridiculous like that. One of the last players picked. But just to see her growth has been absolutely wild. And, I've loved being on that journey and seeing them grow. Bree was an incredible captain, but I think Ruby can take us into that new era. Sam Wright, it'll be his 2nd season coaching. So I'm keen to see what Ruby's leadership looks like. And you've probably seen Ruby in the off-season over on Fox Footy doing some boundary riding and a little bit of commentating, which is great to see as well. Now, looking ahead to this season, so there's 12 rounds. We've got a pretty good draw. We're at Vic Park 6 times. We only travel interstate twice. Now, the one thing I love about the AFLW, especially about the Pies AFLW, is getting to go to Vic Park. I didn't grow up with football. My parents were into it. My grandparents were immigrants. And getting to go to Vic Park and just experience Collingwood football there is second to none. I wish the VFL men's team played their home games there instead of at the AIA Centre. I think that would be great. They're going to redo Vic Park, I'm hearing, and Barry Karp in that presidential video talked about that as well. So that was also good. But 6 times at VFL Park, I really highly recommend you get there if you can. It is such a good community vibe, and I just absolutely love it. I've made a lot of friends that way, so I can't wait to get there. But it all starts on Thursday against the Blues. Now, one of my predictions for this season, I want to come here and say, we're going to play finals, and it should be, a good season. I think realistically, from 1 win last year, bottom of the ladder, a number 1 pick, Ash Centra, will debut on Thursday as well. But I think out of 12 rounds, I think 6 to 8 wins. 8 wins is max. I don't even think we're going to push for 8 wins, especially with the injuries that we've got. Sarah Rowe's going to be out for a few weeks. Geordie Allen, our number 1 defender, is going to be out for a few weeks. Bree Davies, TBC. Mattia Breed, who we picked up from Fremantle, I believe, is out for the season. So, and there's a couple of others that are out as well. So already we're on the back foot because of these injuries. Let me see. I said 6 to 8. 4 to 6 wins. I'd be happy with 4 to 6 wins. Obviously, I want to play finals, but this team is still growing. There are some incredible players. You know, Lucy Cronin comes in for her second season. We've still got Britt Benici, Sav Frederick, Lauren Butler as well, Alana Porter. So we've still got really, really good team and a really good core group of players that have played together for quite a while. Michaela Khan, how can I forget about her? For quite a while. But it's just about all the other teams in the competition are just really, really good. And, you know, your powerhouses like Brisbane, North, and Adelaide just always keep getting better. I just want to see some fight, and I just want to see more than one win. Now, going forward, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with the AFLW. I will be updating weekly with the AFLW. I do have a few ideas and that I'm running by the higher-ups at Collingwood. So I've got a couple of ideas that I want to implement. Fingers crossed I can get those done. But this has just been my preview of 3 big games for Collingwood coming up this week. And of course, the AFLW season opener. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.